You tuned into another episode of Not the Average Local Rapper, hosted by yours truly, Eshaw Rich. If you listen, man, you already know. I be talking to the artists when I do this, man. We got a lot of shit going on that people don't really talk about. People just want to talk about the glamorous side of it, show the glamorous side of it, all the good things that come with it. A lot of people would even like to emphasize the drama, man. Me, I just like to talk about day in, day out that us up and coming artists go through, man. Cause I think a lot of us started rapping, man. It was as a hobby. Like, this shit is fun. I like to hear how I sound on a song. I like how I feel when people tell me they fuck with my music, shit like that. And some people, they just decide to keep it as a hobby, and some people eventually stop doing it altogether, and then you got people like me and people like you that's listening to this podcast is trying to take it to the next level and make a career out of it, man. And it's definitely realistic, man. Especially in this day and time, man. It ain't like back in the day when you had a record label had to find you and it had to be like this whole like you know certain way of shit being done. Now, man, it's like you can build your own career. Like, you don't even need a label. You don't need the industry. There ain't really no gatekeepers to nothing like that. But it is certain things that you gotta do though to even get to that point. And I mean, I talk to other artists all the time. Like up and coming artists. Just artists has been doing it as long as I have, or close to it, man. And I think a lot of artists, man, like new ones and ones that's been doing it for a while, just don't realize how much it costs to be a rapper, yo. Like, you really got to put some bread into this shit, man, if you're gonna do it like the effective way. Like, and that's just kind of what I'm getting into with this one, man. Like, it's just like a checklist of shit that gotta be done, man. And like I'll just go down the list and kind of explain why and the importance of it and all that shit, man. Just know, like, it costs to be a rapper, man. First and foremost, beats. You can't be a rapper without the beats. I mean, I think I talked about this in like one of the earlier episodes. I made one about just beats, and like I was saying in that one, like you know, some people decide they want to make beats because that's the alternative where you don't gotta really spend no money like that. You make your own beats, rap on your own beats, and if you're good at it, then shit, that's good. And if you're great at it, then that's great. But if you suck at it, then that shit sucks. Like, cause it, unfortunately, it don't really matter how good the song you wrote is. Like, if the beat ain't really like that, then it ain't really like that. And so it's like, I guess the best thing you can really do is just make sure you're getting the right beats. And a lot of times, like, for the average artist, the average rapper ain't making like dope ass beats like that, because to make dope ass beats, it requires a lot of time that you would have to take away from being a rapper. But I mean, there are some that do it, but um, it's like, if you want to get the good beats, then you probably gonna have to spend a little bread, unless you lock in with some dope ass producers and build that type of working relationship where it's like y'all eat later type shit. But beats is definitely gonna be one thing, one way or another. You gonna have to spend some bread on, because even if you make your own beats, you're gonna have to get drum kits and all that shit like that. If a song that you did was sampled and it never did get to a certain point, you're gonna declare the sample, shit like that. So it's like all in all, you're gonna be paying for the beat some kind of way. And same goes with recording. Like whether it be going to the studio or you are the studio and you have the studio at home. You're gonna be paying for studio fees. That's one of the things where it's like I can't really say how much it will be. That's all subject to how long you record and where you record and the services you get done outside the recording and all that type of stuff. It's like the episode of Martin with the plumber on there. If you watch Martin, he said it may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it will cost you. So it's one of them things. It really ain't no way around it unless you just gonna record on your cell phone with bad quality or record on a cheap device. That's something that a lot of these youngins do, man. I know. After I got out of high school, definitely for sure, because they wasn't giving us no damn laptops in high school. But not too much longer after that, they started giving all the kids laptops in school and shit, and a lot of them started making music on there. So it's like, shit, it ain't really hard to find the means to record, but it's just more so about if you want quality recording, you either gonna have to spend some money to go to the studio and pay for them services, or you're gonna have to buy the necessary equipment yourself, and that's gonna cost some type of bread. So I mean, either way, it's one of the things you're paying for. And then it's just and of course, in the internet age, visuals are real important. Music videos, and once again, it's similar to beats. It's like you want to have like something quality. You can just grab your iPhone and go shoot something, and edit it on a little free video editing software. But it's one of the things where it's like I always like to say, man, when it comes to services and products and shit like that, you get what you pay for. That's cliche, but it is the case though. So it's like you get quality. You're gonna have to put up some quality bread sometimes. And that's all subject as well, man. Yeah, so I mean, everybody has their price, and it's like you take it or you leave it. So, but that's definitely one of the things. Music videos and visuals. Not really sure what the difference is, to be honest. I just see a lot of people say visuals now as opposed to music videos. And even like graphic design. Like album covers and logos and shit like that. Which is one thing I ended up, teaching myself how to do. I'm not the greatest at it, but it saved you a hell of a lot of money, man. I remember there was a time when I was paying $75 for an album cover, man. I dropped so many songs on the platforms, man. There's no way in hell, I'm gonna be able to pay nobody no $50 to $75 for every single album cover. Like, nah, like something had to give, and I learned how to do that. Certain things, you can eliminate the middleman easily. Other things, not so much. Like I mean, I record myself as well, so it's like once I get the equipment that I need, then that's a cost that's out the way. But at some point, you're gonna pay for something, man. Even if it's a small fee, you're gonna pay for something. I I recorded a whole episode about it. I ain't dropped it yet. It's one of them ones that I kind of just got in the tank in case I fall behind on recording these. But I did one about performing. I'm eventually drop that at some point. But performing is actually one of them things you gotta pay for if you ain't at a certain level. it's a big misconception, to people who don't really know too much about how that type of shit works. When people hear, that you performing as an artist, they think that you getting paid to perform. Like I said, once you get to a certain status, that very well may be the case. But when you somebody that's trying to come up and trying to get known, and somebody gives you a platform and an event to perform at, you're gonna be paying them. That's how that works. So you pay to perform. You pay for those tickets, and then you can get those tickets and flip them and make your money back or profit or whatever the case may be. But initially, you are paying to perform. However you choose to recoup the money if possible. That's how you do that. But you're gonna put some bread up. When somebody's providing you with that venue and that type of shit. So performing is just one of them things. Yeah, like I said, it's a misconception. Most people, what I told them, I performed somewhere, how much you get paid. I'm like, man, what you mean? Like I had to pay to get up there. What? Yeah, like the person that put the event together, they had to pay for the venue. They had to pay to promote it. Like how y'all think this work, man? Damn sure ain't no charities in this shit, man. If it was, then the game would be a lot different, man. And I don't even know if it will really exist for real, man. You gotta pay to play in this game, man. So of course, releasing the music and promoting, I mean, that's gonna come at a cost. Like we pay for these services like DistroKid and TuneCore, and what's the other one? United Masters. You pay whatever fee that you pay, to utilize these services to get your music on streaming platforms. I mean, it's just the way it is, man. Otherwise, you can upload your music to YouTube for free, but I mean, it's gonna get as far as it get. So yeah, you gotta pay to release the music. Of course, you gotta pay to promote the music. It's like once you put the music out there, how else you gonna get it any further outside of who's already following you or who you already know and have contact with. I mean, you can spam and just reach out, like manually without paying for the machine to put you in front of the audience. But I mean, that's a decision that the artist has to make. What's best for them. But case in point being that you do have to pay for the promotion as well. There's a lot of services out there that offer that type of thing. Some legitimate, I'm sure. A lot not so much. It's a judgment call, like just using your better judgment on how to allocate towards those services. So I'm not going to speak too much more because I know it's a boring ass checklist, but I'm trying to make it informative, but somewhat interesting. So the last thing like that you're gonna spend money on being a rapper is just what I like to call miscellaneous rapper shit. Depending on what type of rapper you are, like you might be into your jewelry, into the clothes, like that's a big part of a lot of rappers' image. You might need your party favors, to be able to get right and create the music and perform in front of crowds and shit like that. Yeah, miscellaneous rapper shit, man. You never know how much you gonna spend, just being a rapper and having to get, from point A to point B and, having to get certain things done. It comes at a cost, man. Like, I don't know too many rappers that got it for free, man. If they did, then I can almost guarantee that it was short lived. And there wasn't too much longevity behind it because you can't have longevity without some type of muscle, whether it being, financial muscle or just having some really strong connections in the game, people willing to invest in you type shit. But yeah, man, cost to be a rapper. That's that's pretty much the point here, man. So if you know anybody or if you somebody that, wanna take this rap shit to the next level and try to make a career of it and, try to make a living off of it like a lot of us are, then I wish you well and just understand, this shit comes at a cost, man. We paying for everything. Everybody's trying to eat, and rightfully so, man. People put a lot of time and effort and energy into their crafts and it should pay off, man. So with that being said, just try to, just try to keep in mind that, you're gonna put into it before you actually get out of it a lot of the times. And, just remember what you in it for, man. I always say that. Remember what you in it for and the good things will follow if they meant to and you're doing it the right way. And this has been another episode of Not the Average Local Rapper. East Shore Rich. Thank you for listening. Catch you on the next one.